Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we dive into Great League Holiday Cup with my best teams. We're gonna start off with a pretty strong team with Aurorus, the top pick of Holiday Cup for Great League, up on the lead, followed up by Altaria, and the safe switch, the safest of them all, as you are gonna see on every special cup for Go Battle League, Vigoroth. So we're looking at a pretty solid team. Not a lot of fighters exist, most of those are gonna be pseudo fighters like that Vigoroth and the Obstagoon, which we're gonna analyze in a while. So up in front we're gonna lead with Aurorus, which is gonna be the top tier pick, able to wall down those flyers, to destroy down Walrein and Trevenant, break down that core, and of course it has a lot of good neutral matchups, especially against that Frostlass and other various ice types that exist in the meta. The Meteor Beam really helps it a lot, while we have access to Weather Ball, which is gonna get there with those powder snows fairly fast, and you are not gonna regret your time using a Pokemon like Aurorus for your Holiday Cup matches. At the back we have Altaria. And this Pokemon is gonna do a lot of work as a closer. You're gonna see that each bulk will most likely destroy down anything, and of course if you like to have a high attack, Altaria will help you a lot against certain matchups, especially those that require that break point. Something like a Whiskas, for example, can still get destroyed by a Pokemon like Altaria, but Whiskas will not be around for this meta, but you get the memo. You need that break point for certain matchups alongside your Vigoroth to close any match around. So Vigoroth is gonna be our safe switch, and of course the core breaker is gonna be Alolan Graveler. This Pokemon is gonna be able to go pretty good against our Altaria, has a very nice moveset to threat even our Aurorus, while a pure Stone Edge can bring and threat that Vigoroth of ours to no HP. However, Graveler is gonna be a glassy option that you can definitely work with a little bit of synergy. Now we are looking at a line that is gonna be extremely good in general for the Holiday Cup. Unlike the previous one, we're not gonna use top meta mons, but we're gonna use a little bit of the opposite logic. We're gonna counter down the meta with this line. We're having up on the lead Lanturn, which is gonna be a general safe pick for this cup, and you're gonna see that in no time you can make quick work of your opposing side shields. In this cup you do not want to have a Spark, you want to have something like Water Gun, which can pressure even more that Aurorus, which is gonna be predictable for any trainer to carry on their teams. At the back we have two solid counters for Aurorus and in general for the meta. Even against its core breaker, that Vigoroth that we have here, the backline can still go pretty hard on that Pokemon, especially with the cross chops from that Obstagoon and the counters, and of course the back-to-back Weather Balls or a pure Energy Ball from a Shadow Abomasnow if you have one. If you have a regular one, just go for it, but Shadow Abomasnow will always hit harder for that Great League format, so it makes no wonder as we're gonna see it as a closer for this line. This team is gonna be extremely strong, and I recommend to you trainers. As a core breaker, we have already said here that we have Vigoroth, not only because of the backline, because of the Lanturn as well. That Bulldoze can still threat a lot the bulky electric type Pokemon, but still with the synergy you can overcome this obstacle for sure. I really like Obstagoon on the switch, because not only it can bring out that Vigoroth, it can also draw a shield out of that Pokemon so that your Abomasnow can have a wider version of its field open, so that it can sweep much easier the opposing side for sure. Heading into the next one now, we're having the best anti-meta team for this Holiday Cup of Great League. We're having the Dean up on the lead, we're having Ferrothorn as a closer, and the safe switch of the team is gonna be Sableye. You already know how good Sableye is from Great League, the best safe switch around, so it makes no surprise at all as to why we're seeing this Pokemon here as well. We're having as a closer the Ferrothorn, and I prefer it with Flash Cannon. With Flash Cannon it will give you access to a lot of very good matchups that you cannot win otherwise, or you are just gonna struggle a lot with your regular moveset with Thunder. So with Flash Cannon you're gonna get access to certain matchups, something like an one shot against Aurorus, and one shot against Frostlass, and one shot against Abomasnow, which is always gonna be handy, while you can still threat with neutral damage those flyers if you feel like you have to. And to be honest, the best flyer that you're gonna see on this meta is gonna be Altaria, so Flash Cannon is still gonna be the better move over Thunder for that matchup. Something like a Noctowl, I don't think we're gonna see a lot, so I would not be that much worried about that Pokemon. Up on the lead, we have the Dean, not only because Noctowl can struggle a little bit against our backline, but still the Dean is gonna be a very nice and safe option, able to resist those counters, able to deal super effective damage to Altaria with a Play Rough, and of course Discharge is gonna be your primary way to go for most of those matchups. You're gonna see that this team is pretty spammy, can get to the moves pretty fast, and also pressure down with certain elements of its movesets. Individually, this team is not looking strong, but all together you're gonna see that you can get coverage for pretty much anything. I really like, for example, how the Dean and the Sableye work with each other to protect that Ferrothorn from those counters, and of course that Steel typing of Ferrothorn is resisting a lot of things, which is gonna get handy for sure for your matches on Great League Holiday Cup. As a core breaker here, we got Diggersby, a heavy monster which can go pretty tough against the electric type Pokemon up on the lead, has a very good matchup resisting those Shadow Claws from that Sableye, and of course those Fire Punches can still threat down that Ferrothorn for double super effective damage. Now for the final one, we have the amazing Trevenant up on the lead. You already know this Pokemon for Ultra League and Open Great League. It is pretty amazing and you are gonna use it no matter what with the same success. At the back we have Charizard with the updated Wing Attack, which is gonna get there to the Blast Burn or the bait with the Dragon Claw fairly fast, and of course Dragon Claw is also gonna help you against the other big flyer of the meta, that Altaria. Blast Burn will obliterate pretty much anything, and because certain mons like Aurorus and Dab will take a lot of damage from those moves, well, don't be afraid, just throw the Blast Burn and you are gonna be just fine, even against those Pokemon that basically on sims of PvPoke defeat you down, but you don't care at all. Just a Blast Burn and you're gonna be just fine. Togedemaru though is gonna be the MVP of this line, being as a closer here, and of course you're gonna need not Fell Stinger but Gyro Ball, and of course that Wild Charge. Thunder Shock will get you there fairly fast. Those back-to-back moves can really threat anyone, and of course the Gyro Ball will one-shot down the whole Aurorus, which is gonna be your main priority when you're using a Pokemon like Togedemaru. Core breaker of this line is gonna be of course Dunsparce, because with Rock Slides and resisting those Shadow Claws can still do a solid work against a Trevenant. Rock Slides are double super effective against Charizard, one-shotting down that Pokemon, and Drill Run is gonna do exactly the same thing but on Togedemaru, so you're seeing as to why Dunsparce is gonna be here as a core breaker. So that's all, trainers, thank you for watching, thank you for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and write down in the comment section your thoughts about this cup, because I'm finding it pretty much exciting and I cannot wait till it starts. So with that said, trainers, farewell to you, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.